to a new vlog. I just prepped the canvas with acrylic paint. I just wanted to see if this is working. I never did this before. I haven't painted on a canvas in what feels like ages, so this is new for me. Also, I just sketched the sort of rough composition with a Posca pen, which I also never did before, so I hope this is not going to show through the paint, because I am planning on painting on this canvas with gouache, so we'll see how this goes. I'm really curious. I hope it's working. I just painted it white, so as you can see, or you can't see, I don't know if you can see this, but it's basically just prepped with white acrylic paint, and I was first thinking about using another colour just to give it a bit more sort of beauty coloured background. Oh, and my batteries are dying, so we'll see how this works, and also have some other paintings and drawings planned for today and this weekend, so I just see where all of this leads me, and thank you for joining. Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to this little book break in the video. I just wanted to talk to you about the book that I'm currently reading and the ones that I plan on reading this autumn season. So I have quite a huge stack of books here right next beside me, and first book I want to mention is the one that I'm currently reading, which is the third book in the End of Green Gables series, which you might know. Honestly, I, up until recently, didn't even know it was a series of 8 books. I read the End of Green Gables book 1, End of Green Gables, just a year or 2 ago, and then I realised it was a series, so I bought this whole box set with all 8 books, and this is the third one I'm reading, End of the Island, and so far I'm really enjoying it. It's just as lovely as always. It's lots of little adventures and great writing. And I'm about halfway through now, and I'm currently also listening to the audiobook, so I'm just trying to get as much reading in my everyday as I can. I'm a rather slow reader, so this whole stack here is totally, it's not just ambitious, it's unrealistic, but still, you know, it's good, I think, to have ideas of what you can read. I'm the kind of person I like to read according to season. I don't know what it's like for you, but I just like to have something that, at least for me, sort of fits the mood. I don't know, I can't really explain it. It's more a decision made on an emotional basis. It's not rational at all. Yeah, so this is one I'm currently reading and I'm really enjoying it. And also for the rest of the books that I have here, I managed to find audiobooks on different apps and also my library, so I know that I have always the option to listen to the audiobook as well, because I don't have that much time to just sit down and read, so it's really nice to have an audiobook as well. What am I going to show you next? Oh, maybe this one. I recently finished a bear called Paddington, and it is so cute. I really liked it. It was so enjoyable and sweet and just a perfect children's book in my opinion, and I read this with my sort of book club with two of my friends, so we decided to read the first book in the series, because there are, I don't know how many there are, but quite a few now I think. And so I have this box set with the first 3 books in the series, so I'm thinking about reading these as well. They're really short, so it doesn't take you too long to read, even when you're a slow reader like me. Then there is the second part in the James Herriot series, It Shouldn't Happen to a Vet. I recently, so I think in the beginning of this year, I found the new TV adaptation and it's really good. I really enjoy it. And so this is why I picked up the book, and I read the first one and really enjoyed it and was surprised by the writing style. It's from the 70s, so it's like, okay, this is like 50 years old, so it's probably going to be a bit slow paced, or, you know, not in a style that we are used to these days, but it was really surprisingly good. So I'm really looking forward to reading a second book in the series. And also I just love these little Macmillan Libraries editions. They're so beautiful, they're so pretty, and they're so practical, because this is pocket size, you know. I'd love to have more books this size just to carry around everywhere you go. Then there is, yeah, let's go on with this one, which is another Macmillan Libraries collector. What's the name? I always forget. Macmillan Library edition. Anyway, something like that. It is The Daughter of Time by Josephine Tay. Not quite sure I'm pronouncing her name right. But I got this from my dad, and it is a crime fiction novel. Yeah, I really like the description of it. It's about an inspector who is, for some reason, injured in hospital and is really bored out of his mind, and starts to look at old portraits and finds one of Richard III, and then decides to sort of investigate this. So there's also a bit of historical context, if I get this right. So I'm really curious about this as well. And it's from the 1930s, I believe, so it's from the golden age of crime fiction, and I'd be really interested to see what other authors from that time, aside from Agatha Christie, have written. Then next, oh my god, this is so intimidating to look at, is the third part of the Inkheart trilogy, Tint and Tort by Cornelia Funke, which I don't know why I never read the final, which, well, I'll come to that in a second, which is the final part in the series. And I remember I got this for, I believe, my birthday or Christmas, which is basically the same because my birthday is in December, but anyways, ages ago from my grandpa, and I remember enjoying the first and the second part so much, and I don't know why I never read the third part. So yeah, and the reason I want to read it now is because I recently saw that there's going to be a 4th part in the series, which is really exciting and interesting because it's been such a long time since this last part, or officially the one that was supposed to be last part, was published. I think it's probably like definitely more than 10 years ago. I'd say like 13, 14, maybe even 15 years ago. So yeah, and also I love the cover. I love the cover of this trilogy. It's so beautiful, and she illustrated. What I love about her is not just obviously her writing, but Cornelia Funke is also an illustrator, so she does all of the illustrations herself, which is absolutely amazing. Then next, well, these are 2 books that have been sitting on my bookshelf for quite some time, so I thought maybe I could read them sometime soon. Also, there's an audiobook available on my local libraries app, Libby, and so I thought maybe I could read or listen to The Giver Stars by Jojo Moyes, and also another one which has been sitting on my bookshelf for quite some time, although it sounds so interesting, is Educated, the memoir by Tara Westover. And yeah, but I was thinking, you know, as I said, I'm a rather slow reader, and this could probably be a book that I can read any season. It was just like going through my bookshelves and deciding on what I could read this upcoming autumn season, and this one came to mind. But yeah, you know, I won't be able to read all of this. I have to make a choice, maybe, so this is going to be postponed to another moment, unfortunately, but it's not lost. I definitely am going to read it someday. The next book is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which I've had for 2 or 3 years, and every single sort of autumn winter season I put it off because I'm like, oh, this is going to be so dark and not a very light read. But I recently heard, I think in Madeline Olivia's video, that it's one of her favourite books, and I was like, okay, I definitely have to give it a go this season. We'll see if I make it. And then also another one that has been sitting on my bookshelf for way too long is this by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn? I'm not quite sure I'm pronouncing this right. Evelyn Hugo, which I don't know why, maybe the cover is giving me sort of autumn vibes with this dark red and orange golden colours. Probably a book that I could read any season, I've no idea. And then another one I've had for some time. I don't know, I'm just hoarding books like there's no tomorrow. Anyways, so there is Writers and Lovers by Lily King, which sounds really interesting, also a little sad, which is probably the reason I was putting it off up until now. As I said, I don't know which one I'm going to read next. These are just ideas. And this, when I look at this pile of books, it's overwhelming and kind of ridiculous, because I know that I'm never ever going to be able to read them all. But at least not this autumn season. And then last but not least, one that I've heard about quite a bit in the booktube community is Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I'm so curious about this book because I'm not usually a person for the fantasy genre, but this one sounded so interesting, especially because it's related to language so much, and as someone who studied English, it really sort of appealed to me. And also I found the audiobook, so even if it's a little, because I'm also not someone who reads that long books, like it's more than 500 pages long, which usually I read books that are about 300 pages long on average, I'd say. And so yeah, but it's also so beautiful. Like, I really like the book spine. I think it looks so pretty, but it's also very intimidating because it's so big. Yeah, so these are all the books that I'm not really planning on reading this autumn season, but that I have in mind, and I have to make a choice because, as you can see, I can't even put them up at once. This is, at least for me, impossible. I know that there are people out there who read 10 books a month, and I probably read like 2 or 3 at most, which is okay. Just, again, as a reminder, reading is supposed to be fun and enjoyable and not a race or a competition. We're not here to win some prize over who is reading more in a month or in a year. Yeah, so I definitely have more than enough ideas for books to read this season, and it's going to be so hard because I'm looking forward to reading every single one of these. But yeah, we'll see, and I will probably do another video about what I read this year or this season or whatever. Not quite sure about that yet. So if you have any other recommendations for the autumn season in particular, I'd really love to hear about them. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and let's continue with painting. So this canvas painting was quite challenging, and as I said before, I was frustrated very early on in the process, which is why I went for a walk, and also because the weather was just so lovely and so warm in the beginning of October. But anyways, you know, the problem with the painting process for me is that I'm often way too impatient and I'm expecting immediate results, and I can't stand the beginning stages of a painting where it just looks so bare and boring. But I'm also slowly learning to accept the early stages in this creative process and trusting that it will eventually turn out okay, or even good sometimes, you know. It really just is a very personal thing when you create. And well, in this case, I'm sort of happy with the end result, which you'll see at the end of this video, but I'm also not 100% happy with it. I tried to incorporate lots of colours, and I feel like the landscape is maybe lacking in depth a bit. I'm not quite sure, but I know I definitely never give up on painting landscapes because they are my favourite subject to paint. So I'd really like to know, how do you approach the painting process and what do you struggle with most? And yeah, please share experiences in the comment section down below, so we can all feel a little less alone with our creative and artistic struggles. Tober, which was Cosmos, and so I decided to combine the Cosmos flowers and, well, this is what it looks like. So I have these, you can't really properly see it right now, but in the middle of the flower you have this little planet. I'm going to add some details with my pencils later just to make sure that it sends out. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I did the sketch, as you can see, yesterday, and I never thought that it would look this good. So this was the sketch. I left out the sun because I was like, no, this is not really working. I don't know, I didn't like the idea after all. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Though I realised that it took so long to complete, and I actually wanted to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other ones. I still have tomorrow, but I'm not quite sure I'm going to make it. It took me, I'd say, about roughly an hour, if I'm not mistaken, which is quite some time. And also wanted to do some reels. I filmed some clips here and there with my phone, so I have to edit these, of course, before I can upload them to Instagram. You'll find a link in the description box down below. Anyways, I'm going to continue and see how many I can manage to complete this weekend. Realising that I was a bit too ambitious with my ideas. I would love to participate at Peachtober a lot more than I'm currently doing, but I, as you saw yesterday, completed this second pond Cosmos, which I really like the way it turned out, but I'm thinking about which one to do next because I have a really good idea, in my opinion, for the third pond, which is sweet. This is the idea that I've got. I hope you can see that. and I'd love to do this one, but it's for today, and I'm thinking, you know, this is maybe a little too much. And there is another one that would be for, I think, Friday, which is, the prompt is and I like the idea that I jotted down for it in my sketchbook, which is, do you see this? Which is this one. And I think I'm going to continue with this one, because if I want to do a reel as well, this is going to be lots of work, and as much as I'd love to do them all every single day, I just don't have the time for that, unfortunately. So yeah, I think I'm going to do one more prompt, and then I'm not even sure I'm going to finish the canvas piece today, the landscape I started yesterday or the day before that. Anyways, so I maybe have to postpone that to next week or the end of the week. We'll see. So I'll continue with the prompt now and see when I can finish the canvas. If I'm finishing the rock, then I have no idea where this is going to go. But I'm hoping that you enjoy this so far, and please tell me if you're participating in any Inktober, October drawing challenges or painting challenges, and how you managed to do this. I probably should have prepared beforehand, but you know, life gets in the way, and you just can't do it all as much as you'd like to. It's just impossible. So in the end, I only managed to do 4 of the Peachtober prompts, which is kind of disappointing. And at the same time, I'm also kind of proud of myself, because I was doing my best to be kind to myself, which is great progress for me. I think it's just so important to learn and be realistic with our time and the energy we have, so that we will not burn ourselves out. We really need to find a way to carve out time for things we love to do without stressing ourselves out, and still be, you know, just be sustainable with our habits. And maybe, you know, for me the problem is also that I just have too many creative hobbies and creative interests, but this is an entire different topic. So I hope you've had a great October and a nice and cozy start to the autumn season, and well, if you happen to be in the southern hemisphere, I hope that spring is treating you well. Please subscribe if you're new, I'd really appreciate that, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.